diesel heater fuel pump upgrade on this Vevor. This is a 5 kilowatt hour diesel heater that I picked up last fall, I believe. So that's the heater itself. It does have fuel in it. It's a little bit below the line, but it has fuel. And I haven't run this since the end of the winter for obvious reasons. Now this one has a built-in fuel filter. This glass is it's got glass at the bottom. So I'll put a link to this guy, but basically it says it's for a 1 kilowatt hour or 1 kilowatt to 5 kilowatt pump. So there are 16, 22, and 28 milliliter versions, and I suspect that the 16 is for the 2 kilowatt, this is for the 5, and then the 28 is for the 8 kilowatt. We're going to give this guy a try. We're going to start this one up and do a bit of a comparison, get you an idea of how loud it is and that sort of thing, and then we're going to install this pump and see how we do. One thing I want to note is that the fuel pump on this one, it's not actually stock. It's the pump itself is, but I have it detached from the wall, and then I have it wrapped in some fabric to try and deaden the noise. So on power of 5, you really have to, you can hear the ticking. I can hear it from here, but maybe not so much on the camera. But if I turn it down to a 1, you can hopefully hear that. Tick, 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 tick. So what you will find is that the higher the setting, the less you notice the ticking because the fan noise is so much louder. But either way, I can definitely hear it. All right, let's get this shut down and swap out that pump. So this will give you an idea of the level of foam. So I've got a bunch of this foam, which is basically sandwiching the pump. So the fuel line comes in off the tank. Fuel line might have been a little bit low, actually. Thought I had more fuel in it, but anyway, it comes in here, makes a bit of a sharper turn, and then up through the pump, and then you'll see it over here. And then, yeah, the line comes down, back through, and then up into the unit. So, bit of a longer fuel path, and there also is an inline filter in there. But let me get this little pump package opened up and show you what it looks like. Okay, here's a basic size comparison. So this is the stock on the left. Try and line them up that way. Very similar in size overall. CNMZ23, 12 volt 22. So 22 milliliter. And then, of course, this bad boy. So both 12 volts. I tried the connectors. They both work. So let's get this installed. Just a 1-for-1 replacement. So all I did was reconnect it on the bottom, up the line. This little clip went back on, and then we are connected here again. So I'm going to go through the priming function on this guy. When I first got it, I wasn't 100% confident about how the manual worked versus how accurate it was with this model, but I believe, let's go through the priming sequence. 1 second. Execute pumping fuel program independent. When controller on off status, by first power on and push the down key greater 7 seconds until the displayer digital 300, then release the down key. So I think what I tried to do when I first got this was to try and do it from the on position, but if I read that again.
A few moments later.
Oh. Okay. Yep. Slowly bringing it in. Put in the exact same configuration of foam in the back that I had before. That gives us a more honest comparison. And we're just restarting. There's the pump. I'm going to say it's maybe, I don't know, 60% as loud or as noticeable. Maybe 50. I can still hear it, but it's not bad at all. So what's my final analysis, for $21? yeah, I think it was a worthwhile upgrade. I mean, even the little fuel filter, I had to order that separately. So I would say any type of noise reduction on this guy would be beneficial, and I'm pretty happy about that. So for the cost, no complaints. I give it one Kraken tentacle up. Future Jordan here. Looking back as I'm editing this video, what I'm realizing is that I've tested it with the old filter, with the new filter. It is a marginal improvement for sure. But you know what works even better is throwing a shipping blanket or some sort of a blanket over top of the heater. Careful not to get to the hot bits, but basically I just put a shipping blanket over it. I remember I did it last season on the ice, and it's actually way quieter than any pump upgrade, minus the really expensive ones. So if you want to, add an inline filter, and you don't mind spending a couple extra dollars, it really isn't that much, maybe $15 or $20 more to get the better pump, then I would say go for it. But ultimately, if you really want a silent heater, you just have to put it in the corner of the tent and throw a blanket over it, not blocking the intake air, of course, or any of the outlets or the exhaust. But I noticed a big improvement just putting a little bit of blanket over it to deaden the sound. So if that saves you a couple bucks, there you go.